I'm Heather from Heather Handmade, and today I'm going to talk about why I love the Cricut Maker for sewing handmade clothing. I know that might not seem like it goes together, but I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why I love it and why I use it a lot when I sew clothing for myself and for my kids. So the Cricut Maker can cut fabric with the rotary blade, and like the fabric doesn't have to be bonded, but it's the size that makes it so I can't cut out like t-shirts for myself. I could maybe cut out t-shirts for my toddler, but not for my other kids. They've just gotten too big. The reason I like to use the Maker for my handmade clothing is because I can sew my clothing and make it look nice and professional, but things with the Maker just, level up my sewing, take it a step above. It makes it unique and special. It really helps me make unique things for my kids that they love. So I'm going to show you 5 projects I've done with my Cricut Maker and why I think it's great for handmade clothing. So these are just a pair of wide leg pants I've made for myself. I love them. I love wearing them. But I added a tag for myself, a handmade tag. So this is iron-on vinyl that I fused right to the inside of the fabric. This is just the back. I decided not to do the waistband because this is corduroy. I thought that the iron-on vinyl would have a problem on the corduroy. And it says, "So dang beautiful." It's kind of hard to see because the light is reflecting it. Every time I put these on, I look at that and I think, I made these pants and it's awesome, and it's just a really fun reminder in your clothes. It would be really fun to make tags that are like messages to your kids, like "I love you" or "Your mom made this." So this one is actually iron-on vinyl. I have yet to try infusible ink on a tag. I do think infusible ink will last longer because it's not like something sitting on the fabric. I think iron-on vinyl eventually will rub off just over time being worn against your body and rubbing. But if you use infusible ink, what I would do is I would just have like white or cream polyester fabric, and I would do the infusible ink, in a small square on that, and then I would use that as a tag inside the clothing. I would sew it on like to the waistband or something, because that won't be irritating to people wearing it. You almost wouldn't feel it because it's just soft and it's like the infusible ink goes into the fabric. So it's great. Infusible ink and iron-on vinyl will both work for tags, but I think infusible ink will be a little bit more comfortable and not scratchy on your skin. So this next one I'm going to show you technically isn't a handmade item, but I would still use it on handmade items. So my kids put holes in their knees so fast and so easy. So my daughter had these leggings. They were starting to wear thin on the knees. So I just cut out these pink hearts out of iron-on vinyl, and I put it right on. I ironed it right over the hole. I made sure that there was like a piece of paper between the 2 layers so it wouldn't fuse to the back of the leg. But I like mending. It's not a big deal. Like, I mend my clothes and my kids' clothes, but sometimes I need something like super fast and super easy, and putting iron-on vinyl is way faster than, mending it. Especially for my kids, where they use their clothes up so fast, they wear it out, and it's not going to last much longer because they're going to grow out of it. So I would use this also on handmade clothing. I think it's a really great quick fix. And if you want to do it, if you make clothes and you put time into it and you don't want your kids to ruin it so fast, put iron-on vinyl on their knees before you even give it to them, and that will help protect it, while they're wearing it. Something that is really fun to make with the Cricut Maker is to make bow ties. I've made my son multiple bow ties. I've probably made 5, maybe, I don't know. I've made a lot, and I love cutting it out with the Cricut Maker because it's accurate and quick, and it marks all the pieces for me. But what's really fun about doing bow ties with the Cricut Maker or some other accessory is that you can cut multiple layers at once. If you use quilt basting spray, so you put your first layer of fabric down on the mat, and then use quilt basting spray on top of that, then you put another layer of fabric and then some more quilt basting spray and then the top layer. If you have those 3 layers together, then you can choose in the Cricut Maker settings 3 layers of quilting cotton fabric. Then you can cut 3 bow ties out at one time, which, you know, if you're doing something for a wedding and you have like all these nephews or all these grandsons that are going to wear bow ties, if you have a shop and you're making several, you could cut 3 out at the same time, and which is fast. I made this Harry Potter shirt for my son. It's just quilting cotton. It's really, you know, simple and fun. But why it's special, that what I used the Cricut Maker to do, is that I made these custom buttons. So these are just black matte shank buttons, and I used the permanent vinyl. It's just a premium vinyl that Cricut has, and I applied them right to the front of the buttons. You can see this one, and this has been through the wash several times, like maybe 5, 6. Like my son wears it every single week. Every time it's clean, he'll wear it, and then I wash it because, you know, kids are messy. And the lightning bolts have not had a problem. They're not coming off. You know, he buttons and unbuttons, and they still look really, really good. I'm sure eventually after a year or 2 it's going to come off, but for the first year, that is so fun. How fun are those buttons that from far away that fabric is busy enough you can't really see the buttons, but when you get close and you see that there's little lightning bolts, it's just like, my son loves the lightning bolts to remember Harry Potter. It's so fun to add that special detail that makes him feel like I put extra work into it. The last reason I love the Cricut Maker is that you can make your own like border print. It's not exactly the same as a border print you buy, but this is white fabric. So this white fabric actually had a fusible adhesive on the back before, like that's how I bought it. And so I had my Cricut Maker cut out this huge border print. Do you see, you know, it's like from fairy to castle over here. It goes all the way across. So I cut out 2 of those. There's one on the back and one on the front. And I fused it right onto this skirt. But there's so many details in there that the Cricut Maker cut out. And then I added like a little skirt for the fairy, and they have some sequins and glitters, these 2 girls, and then there's some lace like ivy on the castle. You know, there's just like fun little details that I sewed on top of that fabric that had the adhesive on the back. And I made this because I have 2 little girls and they're close in age, and I wanted them to remember like to be friends and imagine together and have fun. And so it's just like this cute, special, personalized skirt that I made them, but I made my own border print for this skirt. If your daughter's into like dinosaurs or castles or dragons or fire engines, I mean, you can add whatever they're thinking about, whatever they're playing and they're into, then you add it to the border print on the skirt, and they will know it's special for them, and it's not like anything that you can buy at the store. I want to know, how do you like to use the Cricut Maker when you sew or when you're making clothing? Do you use it for any special details? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching my video and learning about the reasons I love the Cricut Maker. Please like this video and follow my page, and I hope you have a wonderful day.